All right, welcome back to the Well Boys UFC predictions, joined by Kyle. How's it going, Kyle?
It's going well. It's a beautiful Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday is going to be a great UFC
Yeah,
fight card. Can't
absolutely.
wait. Some intense action coming up. I mean, just look at the first fight right here that we're going to have on the main card. I mean,
It's some
you
absolute studs.
you can never sleep on an Umar, let alone a Riani fight. I mean, two just electric fighters.
Yeah, Umar, big favorite coming in. He's about a minus 1,000 for good reason, probably. When you have the last name Nurmagomedov, there's probably a reason you're 15 and 0. Ronnie, he's not bad, but you take a look at Umar's last fights, and he's never lost. He's coming off a win against Nathan Mans. Not a fucking clue to say his name, but one thing about Umar doesn't really finish dudes like by TKO, just rear naked chokes and decisions.
Yeah, but he hurts them to get to the submission usually. It's not like he's just going down to the ground and grappling them, looking for submissions really as much
Hmm.
as he's more of a striker for sort of guy, even though he doesn't really get the KOs and the TKOs.
Yeah, but Ronnie, take a look at his shit. What's he got cracking? 17 and 3, 35 years old, coming off a win against Trevin Jones. Lost two before that, but it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a long fight night for Ronnie if he wants to win this fight. I just don't see it happen personally.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna take Riani by any means, but I think he is actually probably he's a pretty decent fighter. I mean, he
Hmm.
did lose to Victor Henry. I forgot what his other loss was recently, but I mean, he
Um,
really isn't bad. I mean, when you watch him, like he definitely could. He has the potential to beat a lot of good fighters out there.
I mean, looking
But
here,
unfortunately for him, Umar is just going to be a little too much, in my opinion.
he might be a little too much, but looking here, he is 1 0 against the Nurmagomedov family. Sade
He
got
is
that
one to
work.
know.
He's 1 0. So,
He's one to know.
I mean, there was the Gracie killer back in the day. Do we have the fucking Nurmagomedov killer? You
You
gotta wonder.
know, we never have really seen a Nurmagomedov killer, have we? So
No.
if anyone could take it, maybe it's another Brazilian. I mean,
Mm hmm.
the Brazilians were the ones on the other side of it
Yeah.
last time
Mm
with
hmm.
the Gracies.
Flip the
This
switch.
time, maybe they're the ones that are coming for the Nurmagomedovs and the Russians.
It's a possibility. Upset watch. Upset watch right there. Calling it. All right, next fight. Caitlin Vieira versus Raquel Pennington, number 2 versus number 5 in the bantamweight division. Very close in the odds. I think Vieira's slightly favored. 13 and 2 coming into the fight. Take a look at Caitlin's recent fights here. She's coming off two wins against two wily veterans, you could say, Holly Holm and Misha Tate. Um, who do you have in this
Wiley.
fight? Uh, you got
Yeah, no,
yeah,
I got Vieira
yeah.
personally. I mean, I don't see Raquel Pennington winning. I don't know why. Like, I mean, I could see how maybe it's close. I mean, a lot of these fights in the women's division, records don't necessarily tell the story. And Raquel Pennington has been doing well recently, but
Yeah.
I got Caitlin Vieira. I mean,
Yeah,
I
Raquel's
think she's
been
just a better fighter.
she's been on a bit of a streak. Aspen Ladd, Macy Chasey on. Four straight, not bad. 14 and 8 though. Not the cleanest record you'd ever seen, but she's fought comp her entire career. She's been around for a long time. So she's no one to slouch on, but I think Caitlyn is a little better right now as we speak, and I'm taking her as well. I'm joining you on the Caitlyn train. The odds minus 120, very close, but again, Vieira for me.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, Vieira, I think is just better all around. I mean,
Yeah.
even the odds agree. Like, if there's going to be a submission or a KO, like, I
Mhm.
think it's going to be her. I mean, maybe Raquel Pennington can grind it out and take it, but, I probably got Vieira in a decision.
Yeah. Wouldn't shock me. Let's move
And
on though.
before we
Okay.
go on to
No, I'll
put
go ahead. Yes.
we never said what we had Umar. We both said we had Umar winning, but
Oh.
I'll call Umar. And you know
Yeah.
what? I think he finally gets it done. I think he gets one of his fast head kicks.
Mhm.
I think one of them's gonna land and put down Riani.
Yeah.
Probably a third round KO.
If you take it by KO, that's a plus 650 on the books. So that's great value. Taken by a submission plus 300, decision minus 200. So yeah, I'm gonna finish
What?
is not great odds, but
It's not great odds, but I'd take it. I believe in Umar.
yeah.
What do you got the fight ending
Uh,
as?
I could be boring and take the heavy favorite as decision, but I'm gonna take submission. We're gonna make it choke. Second round, book it.
Okay. All right.
Should move on now to the third fight here.
Yep. Let's go.
Uh,
Puna Soriano and
hmm
Roman Kopylov, if that's how you say his name. Not quite sure.
Looks right. Sounds right. Both 9-2 coming in. Both won their last fight. Take a look at their last fights though. See what they've been working with. See what they've been cooking up recently. Yeah, I have an ad blocker. Fucking sue me. Soriano, last fights, coming off a win against. Not gonna say that fucking name, but
Dolce
uh huh.
Uluga Mandaboa.
That sounds
I
good to
went
me.
for it.
Good shit. That's probably you probably killed it. But before that, I lost the two fights to Nick Maximov and Brendan Allen. But
Dude,
uh,
two good fighters, to be
two
fair to
yeah,
Puna.
two solid guys. But before that though, two first round wins. I mean, he was on a bit of a streak before those two fights. Take a look at Kopylov. Um, Also same story. Won his last fight, lost the previous two. So
Two solid fighters, also.
two dudes trying to get back in the division, trying to go on a bit of a win streak, trying to win two straight. Let's see what are the odds looking like? Soriano minus 155. It's close. It's close. Where are you leaning right here?
I'm leaning the Puna Soriano.
Mm,
I'm not gonna say I know as much about Roman.
right,
I haven't really seen. I've seen him fight, but I don't remember his fights as well.
right.
So I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. But
Yeah,
I think Puna's a solid fighter. I think he can definitely get the job done here.
yeah.
My personal opinion.
When I see a Russian, even if I don't know them very well, I usually lean Russian because those guys don't fuck around, as you know. Kopylov, it's a close fight. Give me Kopylov, just for the simple fact I think the Russian wrestling, the dominance. Let's see, what do they usually win by? KO, TKO, and he's in knockout orders possibly. No submissions for Kopylov. Let me fact check
Yeah,
that.
I don't think he's from Dagestan. So
Oh, where's he from in the world exactly? Let's see. He's from. You got that. Uh huh.
Novosibirsk.
Yes,
Bursk.
that place. He's from that place. They don't produce wrestlers. They produce fucking knockout artists. So, fuck it. Give me Kopylov.
Hey, maybe him and Umar, they might be training partners.
That's a possibility. Give me
Because
him.
Umar, he's a striker himself, so you don't know.
Give me him by in a fun, nice 3 round decision. That's a close. Going 1-1 third round. Close decision for Kopylov.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna take this as a round three
Mm-hmm.
Puna war where Puna gets a
Wow.
submission after maybe like a knockdown or like a slip or something.
A submission. I mean, the submission of Russian. That's high fucking. I mean,
Maybe not a submission.
that'd be
Maybe
sick though.
maybe a TKO. More like
Okay.
he gets on top and they stop the fight sort of thing.
Okay. I could see it. I could see it. Let's move on. Co-main event. Very solid fight. Dan Ige, Damon Jackson. Dan Ige's he's not been on great form as of late. He's not been fighting the easiest competition. I think he's lost three straight though, trying to get back in the win column. He's losing to some very solid fighters. Jesus. You want to try that name?
Mosvar Ivolov.
Nice. Josh Emmett and the Korean Zombie. And before that, beat Gavin Tucker, lost to Calvin Cater, but did beat Barbosa. I mean, he's just kind of up and down. I thought he was actually gonna like be very 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 good, like title contention, possibly, but that's not happened as of this point. Damon Jackson on the other hand, pretty sure he's on a bit of a fucking burner. Yeah, he's won four straight. Two of those being finishes.
His last
Uh,
loss was to Ilya Topera.
and that guy's
So
a fucking demon, as you saw in his
yeah.
last fight against Bryce Mitchell. So yeah,
Yeah, Bryce Mitchell. Is Bryce Mitchell officially retired and not retired yet?
uh,
Has he decided?
I think he just in the heat of the moment lost his first loss. Depressed a little bit. I think he'll be back. I don't think he'll
Hopefully
call it a
Pug
career then.
Nasty's back. Fun fighter.
Yeah, camo shorts and all. It's a fun guy. Um, Danny Gay's at minus 125. Anywhere you're leaning here?
Yeah, you know what? I think Dan Ige is gonna get one back.
Mm-hmm.
He's very skilled. He hasn't been quite skilled enough to compete with the last few guys he's got, but I think Damon Jackson is just a small step down. Damon Jackson is on a burner, but
Yeah,
I think I got Ige in a fun decision.
a fun decision. Yeah, he also has one of the coolest nicknames in the UFC. I mean, Dan 50K Ige. I mean, that's
Maybe
pretty
even a split
solid.
decision.
Split decision. You know, I'm gonna have to side with you. I'm gonna take Dan Ige. I think this is a bounce back win against lesser competition he's been fighting. Even Damon Jackson is solid, but give me Dan 50K Ige getting the fight of the night bonus and the win by decision. I
And
like
you
it.
know what? I'll call it now. I think this might be fight of the night right here.
I'm gonna have to
I think
agree.
this is just a really good fight.
I'm gonna have to agree. Yeah, give me Ige. All right, and in the main event, we got Sean Strickland, Imavov. Sean Strickland stepping on late notice because Kelvin Gastelum had to pull out, unfortunately, due to injury. They waited this morning. Imavov is at a 10-pound weight disadvantage because they're fighting at light heavyweight instead of would have been middleweight against Gastelum. But it should be a good fight still. Sean Strickland is very good, very solid. Unfortunately, coming off a loss though against Cannonier, and not a so entertaining great fight. Lost by split decision. Some people thought he might have won that fight. I don't know. Is there
It
gonna?
was a close fight.
It was
Either
close.
way, it could have won either way.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's not really, it wasn't a bad fight from Sean Strickland by any means. It was just a well contested fight where like it was basically if you value Jared Cannonier's damage, his
hmm
power punches more than Sean Strickland's volume.
yeah,
And for me, I personally had Cannonier winning, uh, but it was a very close fight.
yeah. We look at Imavov's past few fights, coming off three straight wins against Buckley, Shabazi, and Heinisch. So not bad competition. Three pretty good wins. Do you think he gets it done this weekend against Strickland?
You know that I've been going back and forth in my head and who I
hmm
have winning this fight, and I'm gonna be honest, I still don't really know. So I mean, if you want, you can take the reins and going first here. I'm still kind of thinking about it. I've
Yeah,
leaned both ways, but
you
I mean,
could
Sean
look.
Strickland is coming in on short notice, so that might weigh a factor in. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you could look at this two different ways. Strickland's coming in on late notice. He's just lost last fight. He could be like, I'd put a fire under his ass, and he really wants to go out there and win and prove he should be Cannonier, proves he should be still considered a top contender by coming out there and dominating Imavov. Or you could look at it as he's coming in on a short notice against a loss. He's not ready to fight yet. He shouldn't be fighting right now. Imavov is going to beat him because he's not ready and not doesn't hasn't had like a full training camp yet. So I think this go two ways. Strickland comes out here ready, hungry, wanting to win, or it comes out not looking sharp. Imavov takes advantage and wins. The weight's also a question mark. Is that going to affect him? Is that going to help Strickland? I mean, who the fuck knows really what's going to go on with this? I'll take Imavov because he's been ready, he's been training. And it's going to be tough having to train for someone else that you've been training for who knows how long that fight was scheduled for with Gastelum. Yeah, this could go either way, as the money line shows. Only minus 125 for Imavov, but I'll take him ever so slightly in a shit. I'll take him by fuck it. I'll take him by knockout, third
Oh
round.
shit, you're
Yeah,
taking him a knockout against the Iron Jaw of
yeah, the
Sean
Iron
Strickland.
Jaw. I know it's gonna be a fucking crazy one.
I respect it.
Thank you.
You know, I think the fact that he was training for Gastelum might actually even help him a little bit, as weird as that sounds, because
Right.
Strickland is primarily a striker. But I
Mhm.
mean, just like Strickland, one way I could have saw Strickland coming into this fight and maybe looking at it is he could have tried to just copy the Phil Hawes game plan for beating Imavov, because Phil
Mhm.
Hawes, he's a good fighter. He's definitely
Yeah.
a solid fighter, but I don't think he's someone that should have beat Imavov, but he just took him down, grinded him out. I feel like that's something Strickland like has the potential to do
Mhm.
if he really wanted to. I don't think he will. So based on that, do I believe in Imovov's power enough to put Strickland in danger so he can't just beat him by volume?
It's a tough question.
I don't think I do. I
Okay.
think I'm gonna take Strickland in a 5 round decision.
5 round decision.
Yeah.
All right.
I think if this one goes all the way, Strickland just out volumes him, doesn't
Right.
get hurt too bad throughout the fight, so he's able to just continue putting his volume down.
I can definitely see it. It'll be a good fight either way. I mean, at least we have a main event because it could have been this card could have looked a lot worse than it does. Like, right now, it's pretty solid. Unfortunately, this fight card did lose. Jeff Nail versus who was he fighting? An absolute stud.
Oh, he was fighting the Kazakhstan guy. What's his name?
He's like
He
20
looks
and
like an
0,
absolute
demon.
animal.
He is an animal.
I can't remember his name now.
It's almost there.
Is
Tip of
it
your
like
tongue.
Rachmanov? It's something.
Yeah,
Ooh, his first
you're
name
getting
starts with
there.
an S. Shaw,
Shamzat
Shaw.
Rachmanov.
That sounds right. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and tell you it doesn't.
Okay,
I mean, he was really excited in his last fight. I'm just, it's a hard name
it's
to.
a hard.
Okay,
There's a lot of hard names.
Shavkat Rachmanov. Okay,
We were there.
okay.
We were there.
We were there.
We got it. But yeah, if this card also had that fight, it'd be very good. Unfortunately, that had to get pulled out, but Still not a bad card. What do we disagree on? Just the main event and the
The
Kopylov
main
fight?
event, yeah, yeah, probably to it. I mean, I guess the closest fight might even be it might be Danny Gavers. I mean, this is a very close fight, fighting guard besides Umar and
Yeah.
Riani, which I think is closer maybe a little bit than what the odds say. But
Yeah, it could be the
yeah, I think
Nurmagomedov killer. You never know.
this is a
Storylines.
really good card overall.
Hmm.
We only picked against each other on Puna Soriano and Roman Kopylov and Sean Strickland and Imavov.
Yeah.
So,
Any closing thoughts?
you know what? No, not really. This looks like a good card.
It does.
Hopefully it delivers.
I agree. First fight card of the year. Hopefully it doesn't disappoint. Haven't had a card in about 3 to 4 weeks, I think. But yeah, should hopefully be a good one. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you probably next week for the pay per view in Rio
A
de
banger
Janeiro,
pay-per-view.
Brazil. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.